So we're leaving it up to individual activists to print
Hmm.
this. They printed it and left hard copies at offices on the Hill. I plan on sending one to Barbara Lee because her more than anyone, she was the sole vote against the war um, in
in
Congress.
Iraq.
And when WikiLeaks came out a decade later, proving her that she was on the right side of history,
Hmm.
and so she more than anyone in Congress should be advocating for free speech and advocating for anti-war journalism, exposing, the crimes of state. So um, the evidence files, it's a collection of things off my desktop, Kiko. I mean, one of my jobs, I'm an activist on the street with Susan, but I'm also very active online where I'll read an article, say it's written by especially a U.S. Outlet. I write to them and I'll send them a rebuttal and to debunk what they said. And most of the time, I never hear back. But one time, I was very gratified to hear back from a Common Dreams journalist, and he asked for more information. He thanked me, and from then on, he became such a great writer about Assange because he would just report on the facts and the tweets that were circulating. He became an excellent writer on Assange. So that was my one success story. And so I took everything, most of the stuff off my desk, and I put in here because this is a way I learn and understand things. It's quite visual. It's screenshots of, like you talked about, how can the Guardian and that not be prosecuted? Well, that's called selective prosecution. You're right.
Hmm.
And so Ellsberg came forward, John Young from Cryptome, who actually published the documents first before WikiLeaks, were never hounded. They never came after John Young. They never asked him to take it down off the internet. It's still there.
Hmm.
So that's selective prosecution. So I just was inspired to take all my information by an article. My friend Ann Batiza, who helped with the postcard, she talks about the importance of evidence. And she wrote this to her community on World Press Freedom Day a couple years ago. And it talks about, had we not have the video from that teenager, Darnella Fraser's video, which they tried to take from her, if we didn't have video of what happened, there would have been no justice.
To
So
George Floyd.
yes, that's the George Floyd case. I'm sorry, that's the George Floyd case. Niels Meltzer weighed in on that, and they said if the U.S. prosecutors did the same as they did with WikiLeaks and Julian Assange, as they did the same with George Floyd case, it would mean that the police officers go free. They're not even being investigated, not tried or convicted. They're not even being arrested and investigated. While the person who filmed this and put it on the internet would be in solitary confinement for the rest of her life.